Hey guys, welcome to Great Learning. Google Analytics is one of the top tools used by individuals and hundreds of thousands of businesses worldwide. It is a very important tool that is used to launch, track, and actively monitor ads on the various Google platforms. Around 70 million websites today make use of Google Analytics, and it finds itself to be one of the most important analytic tools in the modern era of digital marketing. Since it is this important for you guys to know the in and out of Google Analytics, we here at Great Learning have come up with this video to help you understand all the foundational concepts completely and put them into practice. With that, I know you guys are super excited to get started. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. This is done to make sure you do not miss out on any of the new updates or video releases from Great Learning. And of course, guys, if you enjoy this video, show us some love and do like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, right? So make sure you share this video with your friends, colleagues, and everyone who can make use of it. And at the end of it, make sure to comment on the video if you have any queries or any suggestions, and I'll be more than happy to respond to all of your comments.
So now let's quickly have a look at how to actually get started with Google Analytics. So I've started off with a new account. I want to show you guys how to actually set it up from scratch. So let's quickly have a look. All you have to do is have a Gmail ID. And with that, you have to go to analytics.google.com and you can click on start measuring here. So you need to provide an account name. So the account name is essentially something that you can give your website name or whatever name that you want for you to identify what you are tracking over here. So I can put it as test for Great Learning. So that can be my account name. But ideally, you can just keep it as your website name. So here I'm going to tick this as well. So I'm just going to leave these checked. And it's a very simple setup. You just have to click on next. And then you'll have to enter your property name. That is, which website or app are you tracking? So I'm just going to mention Great Learning again here. And the reporting time zone, I would prefer to keep it as India because I am currently in India. So this is super important. So you would want to keep it in the location that you are in or in the business is operating in. So I'll just keep it as India, and the time zone is selected, and the currency as well. I'll keep it in INR. Since most of my transactions will be in INR, I would want to select INR. So with this, you can also edit these property details later. As you can see over here, you'll just have to be the admin and you can do that. So we'll quickly click on next. So here you'll have to enter some details about your business. I'm just going to select some metrics here. So this is not too important. This is something that you want to add. So again, I would keep it. This is just an assumption. I would keep the business size as large. And how do you intend to use Google Analytics with your business? So I would want to measure customer engagement with my site or app, optimize my site. Yes, so I would want to see if people are bouncing off certain pages. I would want to optimize that page, right? And I would want to measure data across multiple devices or platforms. Yes, correct. Optimize my advertising cost. Yep. Increase my conversion. Yes. Measure content monetization. Yes. Analyze my online sales. Measure app installs. Measure lead generation. So I would click on all of these. But this is not something very, very important, but understand which are the ones that matter most to you, and basis that you can create a Google Analytics account. So here again, I'm going to select the country as India, and I will also accept the data processing terms. Here again, I accept the measurement. I accept the terms given here. Click on I accept. So this is optional again. Do you want offers from Google? I don't like too many spams. I might avoid this. Feature announcement, feedback, and testing. Feature announcements, I might need. Participate in feedback and testing, maybe not so much. Performance suggestions and updates, yep, I'll do that. And I'm going to select next. Set up your data stream to start collecting data. So I'm going to select a website, So I'll select greatlearning.in and I'll call this the Great Learning Web. So I'll create a stream. So now what you need to do is you need to use this Google Analytics tag, and you need to add this tag in your website. So in this case, what you have to do is there is also a detailed setup mentioned here. So they will tell you where to actually place the ad. So you can copy the global site tag, which is this tag. You can just copy this and add it to the header section of your website. So you can just copy this code and add it to the header section of your website, or you can also use the Google Tag Manager, so which is a web extension that you can use, which will come on Chrome as well. It's a free tool that you can use to install your tags. So this is a very simple way to install your tag on your website, and once that is done, you'll be able to track the data on your website. So in this case, I'm not allowed to add a different tag to the Great Learning account since there's already a tag present there. So in your website, you might want to add this in your header section so that you can track it on Google Analytics. So there is a simple instructions as well mentioned, so you can just follow the instructions. It's quite straightforward. I don't think you'll have any hassle doing that. And post that, you can close this and you will see. What I'm going to do now is I will show you the Google Analytics for a website that is a demo account by Google Analytics. So there's a real data coming in from a real website so that you can look at it live and you can see what are the metrics that are coming through Google Analytics. So here in the master view, you can, when you click on this, you can see the accounts that are linked. So here I'm going to click on the demo account and I will click on, you can see that this is a demo account where live data is being passed through a Google's website. So you can see that there's one called GA4, which is the event based measurement, and there's UA, which is the universal analytics, where you would have a page view or a session based analytics. So in this, I'm going to look at the master view, and here you can see the home page where you will have an overall analysis of the website. You can see the number of users coming in. So you can see that it is about 12% lower, the amount of revenue that's coming in, the conversion rate, sessions, etc. So here you can also look at insights as to what is Google suggesting that you can reach new users through smart lists, or you can see the website performance week on week. You can see that on Safari, it's not working very well. So through Google Insights as well, you'll be able to save a lot of time. You'll be able to automatically understand what is working, what's not. So this as well is very useful. So on the right side, you can see the number of active users right now. So you can see the 27 people are active on the website right now as we speak. And in this, the top active pages in your website are the home page and the other pages which are mentioned here. So if it's your own website, you would know which are the pages that are the top performing website or the top active pages. And you can also get a real-time report of this here. So this data that is present over here is the last 7-day data by default. You have a very visual graph form for it as well. And what you can also do is you can change the date range. So if you want to look at just yesterday, how it performed, you can look at it hour on hour basis, compare it to the previous day. While scrolling down, you can see that how you acquire users, where you're seeing most users come in from. So you can see that most of it is direct traffic and the rest, that is others and affiliates, are quite small. Paid search is only 42. So a big chunk, I would say about 99% of it is direct traffic. So most of it is from direct traffic in this specific website that Google has given us for a demo purpose. So here you can see the traffic channel. You can look at the source and medium. Which source is working best for you? Is it Google CPC? So you can see that here it's mostly again direct source which is working best. You can look at a detailed acquisition report, or you can even look at the time frame which is working best for you. Here again, referrals, you can see if there are any referral specific data that you want to look at. So here you can see the active user trend. So how did your active user trend? Did it increase or decrease in the last 30 days? So you can look at this data such that in the last 90 days, what is my active users on a monthly level, on a daily level, on a weekly level? So here are the indicators for the same. And here you have a retention report as well. How is your week on week retention looking like? Are your customers actually coming back in the next week, or are they dropping off? So is this a good sign or not? You will be able to understand through this data. So here you also have a location report. Which locations are the top performing ones where you're seeing maximum traffic come in from, maximum sessions. So this is universal analytics. So it's mostly session based. You can see where you're seeing maximum sessions come from. You can look at the timings, your top devices, and even the pages where your users visit the most. So this page essentially gives you a quick overview, which is quite straightforward and easy to understand. And you can look at all the data points, and through this you'll be able to understand what is working well for your business. Here you're also getting a glimpse of the top selling products, which is the product that is driving maximum revenue for you, and also campaign specific data. So you can look at it at a campaign specific level as well. If you click on this, you can look at Google Ads performance, how things are panning out there. So this is a glimpse of the home button within the universal analytics in Google Analytics. And here you can look at some other reports, that is the dashboards that you can create. So you can create some custom dashboards. So you can see that there are some already pre-existing ones that are available here. You can also look at it at a device or a real-time report. This is something that is customizable. You can see what is that segment that you're looking for. What is it that you want to identify? Do you want to identify which audiences are working well, which channels are working well, which devices are working well, which time is your audience converting most, which time of the day works well best for you. So all those metrics you'll be able to see through custom reports. You can look at custom reports, and basis that you'll be able to unlock the potential of Google Analytics. So similarly, you can look at some of the reports that you have saved, etc., and custom alerts if you have some alerts that you want to do. So you can set up custom alerts as well. If you want Google Analytics to alert you when something's going wrong, you can definitely use this setup as well. So as of now, there is no custom alert setup. And here you can look at the different types of reports. So here the first tab is the real-time report, under which you can see the different types of real-time reports available. So you can look at it as what is the overview of the real-time report. So a quick glimpse of what all is going on currently. So about 23 users right now on the website, and these many page views. You can look at the top active pages, top referrals, traffic, top locations when people are coming from. So that if you want to look at it at an individual level, you can click on locations, and you can see that about 52% currently are from US. That is, people who are currently on the website, 52% of them are from the US. And you get other location specific data. Basis this, you can decide if you want to expand to different markets, or do you want to give specific focus to other locations as well. So here again, you see the traffic sources, that currently where is your traffic coming from? Is it from social channels, or do you not have it defined? So that will be available on Google Analytics. So here you can see the content that the people are consuming currently, which pages are they on, which specific page title is mentioned as well. So here you can just get a quick glimpse of it. And as you see, it just became green. So this page data just changed. All those metrics will be available here. And here you can see the event specific. So you can customize these events. Once you set up these events, Google will be able to show you that what events are the customers taking right now. So did they do a quick view click? Did they install right now? So this is all real-time reports. So this is all data that's happening currently. You can even look at it as the last 30-minute data. So in the last half an hour, how did your events perform? Coming to conversions, you can see that what are the conversions happening right now? Did people purchase? So as of now, currently no one is purchased, registered, or entered the checkout. Let's look at it in the last 30 minutes if any of these happen. So only one registration in the last 30 minutes. So all these goals as well, you'll have to define in Google Analytics, and then you'll be able to track the same. So here you'll get a quick glimpse of the audience that is present. As you can see, this is the overview again of the complete overview of the audiences that are present. That is how many users, how many new users. So mind you, this is not a real-time report. This is a report for a specific date range. So the main difference between real-time and audience is that this is the audience report for a date range, while real-time report is what is happening currently. So as you can see, we have added a 7-day data, but you can customize this probably 30-day, 90-day. You can see how it compared to the previous week. So you can also understand that analytics. You can see the number of users increased or decreased in this time frame. So this gives you an analysis that it was 1.69% lesser users, 2.62 lesser new users, sessions were lesser, number of sessions per user slightly increased, the page views decreased. So all these data you'll be able to see, all these data points will help you understand what different did you do in the previous week. So I'm going to remove this for now. I'm just going to look at this week, how things are panning out here. The bounce rate is about 44%. So bounce rate essentially means that how many people are dropping off from your website without taking a particular action. So an ideal bounce rate is somewhere around 30-35%. So you want to look at how you can reduce the bounce rate as well. So here again, you can see the languages which are performing best and the country-wise report. In a weekly level, we're seeing mostly people from US followed by India and Canada. Again, you can drill this down by city, which are the cities which are driving maximum traffic. Browser level data as well. Chrome is the highest contributing. Browser operating system as well. You can see that from Mac, you're seeing high number of users, about 5.5k users from Mac, followed by Windows. So again, service provider as well. This is not available in all dashboards, so it depends. Sometimes it does show the service provider as well. Again, you can look at the mobile OS, service provider, screen resolution even. So all these metrics, it's quite straightforward. You just have to click on them and explore, see what works best for you. If you have any doubts, you can of course search on the search bar and probably look for the specific metric that you are looking for. So here you can see the active users report. You can even export this data or get certain insights if they are available. So the active users trend sort of dipped in the past few days, but then again it has picked up on 26th. So all these metrics you will be able to understand through the Google Analytics. Coming to audiences, I'm not going to touch upon lifetime and cohort analysis since this is in the beta phase. We will not see this in all accounts, so I'm just going to skip to audiences. So in audiences, you'll be able to get an idea of the audiences that are coming into your website. So this depends on the audience list setup and how they are behaving on your website. So this gives us a glimpse of the audiences coming to our website. Of course, this is not being populated in this demo account which is shown, but you will get a glimpse of the users, the new users, sessions that's happening on the website. You can also understand the behavior of it. So it's mainly divided into 3 parts, that is acquisition, behavior and conversion. So how many people are you acquiring? What is the behavior of the people that are coming on your website, and are they converting? How much are they converting? What is the transaction value that they're creating? All these metrics you'll be able to see on Google Analytics. Through this, you'll get an idea of what audiences are working best for you. Of course, similarly, you'll be able to see a demographic wise data, which is super helpful for you to understand which audience do you need to cater to. Is it a younger audience that's coming in more and converting more for your business? Then you would want to target that audience specifically. Again, a gender specific report. You can see that the bounce rate is quite similar in both male and female. The traffic is slightly higher in male, and the number of sessions as well is slightly higher. You can look at the conversion rate. The conversion rate is slightly higher in male, almost similar in female as well. Coming to the interests, you can see the different interest categories within your website. What buckets do they fall under? And this will be super helpful for your campaigns to understand which interest base to target. All those data will be super helpful. So you can see that shoppers or value shoppers are mostly the kind of audience that we are attracting. But if we look at the conversion rate, I'm just going to click on conversion rate and sort it high to low. The highest conversion rate is in sports and fitness enthusiasts, golf enthusiasts, although the number of users are quite less. So you can look at how you can target these audiences and probably get more of them if their conversion rate is higher. All these insights will be available to you once you get the data in place. So that is where Google Analytics really comes into play. So here you can see that in-market segments as well are available, where they're looking out for employment. That is the highest number of users coming in. Again, let me look at the conversion rate. Where are we seeing maximum conversion rate? So we are looking at highest conversion rates from motor vehicles or travel trips as well. So people interested in such in-market segment, they are interested in the business and are converting at a higher rate. So other categories as well, you can play with this data as to what suits best for you. You'll be able to compare it with a different audience segment as well, or a different time range altogether. So here again, we can look at the languages that are present, the locations which are converting most for our business. So here you can see that US is a top location for us. We are seeing high users from here. The bounce rate is, let's look at which country the bounce rate is the highest. Okay, this is quite high, but the traffic is quite low, so won't be able to get a concrete answer to that. Let's see where we're seeing highest revenue from. So highest revenue is from US and Canada, followed by Taiwan. If we look at the average session duration, that is the amount of the time they're spending on the website, we can see the highest time spent was one user from Antigua and Barbuda, followed by Somalia. So these are very small numbers in terms of users, so it's not very concrete for you to take a decision. So probably let's look at a higher number like Spain, 208 users, spent a good 4 minutes on the website. And the bounce rate was slightly high on the higher side when compared to the average, which is about 44% was the average. We saw higher bounce rate. So it's for you to analyze, is there some change that you need to make for a specific country? With this country specific data, combining it with landing page specific data, you'll be able to analyze what locations you might want to target, what pages you need to change, etc. So again, let's look at behavior, that is new versus returning users. So there are new users are about 12K in this time period, whereas returning users were only about 4K. That is only 23% of your complete audience returned or came back to your website. You can see that the bounce rate was much lower for returning users and pages per session was much higher. Even the average session duration and the revenue was much higher, conversion rate as well. It's quite self-explanatory because they are warmer audiences. People who have already visited your website tend to convert at a higher rate, especially if they're coming back again. Again, frequency and recency. You can count the number of sessions. Coming to the engagement, you can see how many seconds they engaged for. Session quality. These are not too important in my opinion, but you can definitely explore these and see if there's any specific insight that can come out. So you can see that which channel is giving you a higher quality. If you want to look at it at a channel by channel level, at that time you can definitely see which channel is giving you a higher session quality. Again, let's look at the browser and OS. Which browser is giving higher traffic? We saw this in the overview that Chrome was giving us highest traffic. Similarly, on a network level as well. So here it's not set, so there is no point in doing this. Desktop, mobile, tablet. So one thing you can do, which I probably missed out, is that you can add a secondary dimension to it. So you can see that probably you can look at the campaign. So you want to separate this out campaign wise, which campaign, primary one which is available. So that way you'll be able to identify, is there a specific campaign where desktop performed well, or is there a specific campaign where US did not perform well. So in each of these segments, you can add a secondary dimension as well. You can probably change the columns, change the view to a pie chart format. So these options, you'll have to explore it by yourself and see what is actually working best. So you can even put a filter, you can search for an advanced filter as well. Is there a specific campaign name? So campaign name contains digital marketing. You can put that as well, or a specific medium that you're looking at. All these steps can help enhance your analysis. Again, device level, you can look at it, which devices are performing best. So it looks like iPhone is the clear winner here. So about over 45% of the audiences are coming from iPhone. So see where you can improve on that front. Do you want to put more efforts on iPhone on probably reducing the bounce rate? You can see that in iPhone the bounce rate is quite high, whereas in Pixel it's much lower. So that, and even the sessions is much higher there, as well as the average session duration. Of course, the number is different. So here it's only 90 users and here it's over 2000 users. So that's a big difference which can contribute to this higher number. So see where you can improve at every level through Google Analytics. So cross device, want to see. So here we don't have permission because this is a different account by Google. Let's look at some custom variables. Is there some metric that is interesting to us? So nothing so far. So here you'll be able to see how your channel is performing basis the benchmark. So if it is higher, this means that your channel got a higher number of sessions than the benchmark that was set. So it got about 4,000% higher sessions than the benchmark, whereas paid search was much lesser. So through this you'll get an idea of what channel is working well. Probably even location wise you can see how is it panning out basis the benchmark that you have set. So you can look at these data points to understand what is really driving success for your business. So you'll be able to define what is success and failure in your marketing by using these. So here you can look at the different user flows. In US, how did they navigate through your website? Whereas in India, how did they navigate through your website? So all that you'll be able to see. You can divide this to separate segments and see the user flows there as well. The third report type is the acquisition. Again, here you can look at the overview of your acquisition. How many users, how many conversions, which channels are working best for you. Again, you can separate this out with channel wise, probably source and medium, which is the source and medium. So Google CPC gave us about 210, and direct, that is none, which was not tagged, that gave us about 15k users. So let's look at referrals. Referrals is not available here. So Google Ads as well is directly synced to this. So you can see that in your Google Ads, how did it perform? So you can see that the BMM campaign, how did it work? The mix TXT campaign, all these campaign specific data, how many users came in, what is the bounce rate. So in the dashboard, Google Ads dashboard, you'll only see till the ad click level. You won't be able to see how they performed or how they interacted with the website. You won't be able to see the bounce rate, the pages per session that they had, and did they like the website at all. So all these metrics you can see through the Google Analytics. So if you link your Google Ads with Analytics, you can see all these metrics that are relevant. You can see the keywords that are performing, and not just the keyword. Through these keywords, how many people bounced up. So you can see the relevance of the keywords on the website. So is the keyword actually relevant to the website that you're showing them? All these metrics will be available through Google Analytics. Search queries, of course, these you can see on the Google Ads dashboard as well. The URLs that worked best. Video campaign, shopping campaign. So this is quite straightforward. It's quite similar to what we saw earlier. So in the search console, what are the landing pages that worked best in the countries, devices, queries, etc. So this is quite similar to what we saw earlier. It's just that a different type of report. So this is an acquisition report, whereas the previous one was an audience specific report. That is, how is the audience performing in our website. I think I'll move on to a behavior report, since the campaign one is quite straightforward. It is just the different campaign. It's a mix of Google and other campaigns that you have. So let's come to behavior, where you can see how people are interacting with your website. The average page per session, bounce rate, what pages worked best, what titles worked best, what product categories, search terms. All these can help you see what performed in your website. In your website, how people are interacting, what pages are they interacting most with. So here you can see the content drill down of the same. How many people exited certain content, like the home page, 45% people exited. What landing pages are present. So this is quite similar to what we saw. So all pages data essentially covers all of this so that you can have one whole unified view of all the pages. Here you can see the site speed, which is quite important. You can see that the lowest site speed is on Opera and Firefox, whereas in Samsung Internet it's the highest. So you want to check as to what is the fix that you can do over here. You might also want to see how much traffic is actually coming in through the Samsung Internet, and if that is worthy enough to actually make a change. So if we have a significant chunk of audience coming in through Samsung Internet, you definitely want to fix this. So you also want to see the top events. So enhanced commerce and contact us are the top events and the relevant metrics related to that. I think conversions would be slightly more important, where you would want to see what are the goals that you got. So here let's look at the goals that are involved. So what are the goals that you have set up? So if you have set up, say, once people make a transaction or see a thank you page, that could count as a goal. So how many goals were completed within the duration? So within the last 7 days, how many goals were completed? So this can give you a quick overview of the revenue that is coming through, a quick graph or as to how this is panning out. You want to look at just a specific value, like the goal value. Is it increasing or decreasing? So this goal value doesn't look like it's set up. So probably I'll look at purchase completed. So there was a dip this week, which has picked up on 26. So these kind of data points you can easily see on Google Analytics. Probably source and medium wise, goal completions were highest through direct. If you have an e-commerce store, then you can see these numbers as well. How many people shopped, how is the revenue and conversion rate looking like linked to Google. So this is only possible if you have your e-commerce site linked to Google, and post that you'll be able to see data specific to your e-commerce channels. So here you can look at the multi-channel funnels, that is which channel actually contributed to the conversion. So you can see that assisted conversions, most assisted conversions was from direct. So it could be that they actually started off from another channel altogether. They could have started on Google, but actually converted on through direct or organic channel. So all these metrics you'll be able to see on Google Analytics. But my personal favorite and what I look at most is the home page, where I get a complete analysis of what is going on my analytics. I then move to my real-time audience and acquisition reports, where I want to see my campaign data, which campaigns are working best, which channels are driving most revenue for me. Post that, I move to the goal conversion data, where I see the conversions that are happening, week on week conversion trend, day on day, how that's performing compared to the last month. So this is super effective, especially if you are creating your next month strategy. You definitely want to look at the Google Analytics trends as well. So this was a quick glimpse of Google Analytics for you. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I'm sure with this video you'll be able to set up your Google Analytics on your website, and you can quickly look at how to track data, how to understand the data that is flowing into your website, what campaigns are performing best, what channels are working best, and through that you can effectively improve your marketing. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do let me know in the comment section as to what you loved most about this video.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. This is done to make sure you do not miss out on any of the new updates or video releases from Great Learning. And of course, guys, if you enjoy this video, show us some love and do like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, right? So make sure you share this video with your friends, colleague, and everyone who can make use of it. And at the end of it, make sure to comment on the video below if you have any queries or any suggestions, and I'll be more than happy to respond to all of your comments.